Okay, howdy my developers, what is up? This is Dev Central, and we're going to be continuing on from the last video, and we're going to be talking about asynchronous programming, synchronous programming, and promises, which you might as well say this is like the backbone of Node.js. Node.js is a asynchronous environment, and if you don't properly use the synchronous and asynchronous abilities of Node, you're going to end up breaking your program and you're going to run into problems. And asynchronous programming is just a process of executing code outside the main flow. So that's like saying, imagine you have a main function or little block of code, and it's going through all of these steps. If you have to do something specific, then if it's happening in the main process of your code, it'll mess up the code. It'll block it from executing. But you have the ability to grab that little piece of code that you want to execute, take it away from the main flow, and get some kind of resolution or output there. And then you can bring it back into the main flow of the code and use it from there. So synchronous programming is the opposite. Synchronous happens in the main flow. Synchronous code is executed in a way that the program will wait until that block of code is done running to continue on. So by doing this, it's blocking that main flow of the program and it's screwing with that event loop in the thread pool and worker pool, whatever you want to call it. This is not good. It happens one step at a time, and it's called synchronous programming because it is sequential. It happens one after the next, and nothing else can happen until that synchronous code is done running. And so we also have the ability to use something called promises. And these are what helps, as you can see, keep our application alive. Promises handle asynchronous operations, and they make error handling much easier to deal with. They're called a promise because you're going to get some kind of outcome from it. Might not be the one you want, might not necessarily be the one you expect, but you're going to get an outcome. It promises that. And there are multiple stages to a promise: resolve, pending, and rejected. And like I said, this is where the error handling comes into play. If you have to use a promise, you say, okay, well, if it gives me the resolved outcome and I get what I want, that's great. I'll move forward. You say, okay, well, now I got to sit here and wait for this promise to give me what I want. Then I'm just going to do this while I'm waiting. And if the promise is rejected, then you say, okay, well, now since this didn't work out, let's do something else to mitigate that and still get to our end goal. So that was a little bit on asynchronous programming, synchronous, and promises. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to like and subscribe and comment if there's something you want me to go more in depth with. I will make videos on coding with asynchronous programming specifically because it can be a bit complex, and it's personally, like, for me, I need to learn by seeing and doing. So in the next video, I will start coding and using asynchronous programming and promises. So thank you.